I think the judges are going to be looking mainly for one thing for me, which is height and amplitude.
Yeah.
Combine that with a level kite, then you're going to get high scores. Anybody today, I don't think he's going to make this kicker.
Ooh, but it's a smart move actually to do, to go through the kicker if you can.
Surfing style.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a replay of that. That would look like he didn't mean that, but he went straight. Go underneath, don't hit it head on. That's where you do your knees in, but just going back to...
And this is the Frenchman, huh?
Yep, that is Antoine Clerc. Also looks like he's on an 8 meter as well. Just looks like, just the depth of the kite to the trailing edge tells me I think that's an 8 meter. But just going back to what I was saying, Baz, I think very clearly the winner of this event today is going to be the rider that can demonstrate the boogie loop in these conditions. That is the move that Ruben Lenton also invented, which is a front roll, a front loop into the mega loop. I don't think there'll be more than 4 or 5 guys that are going to attempt this today. The ones that can do your standard one, your mega loop delayed backflip, anyone throwing on a different tack will impress me also, but it's the boogie loop which is the key to it today.
True, true. So one more time, the judges are 70% on power, height, length and risk, so the extremity of the tricks, and 30% is style and execution. So if you do a grab, for example, if your roll is nicely controlled, and if the landing, of course, is in control. But extreme is the key thing. You need to go big.
Yeah, there's no point, you know, jumping high and being on long lines and looping your kite quickly in the air. It's getting that kite down level with you. That is a sign.
So on horizontal.
You're looking down the line straight at that kite and thinking, well, I'm you know, you're almost free falling for a period of time during a mega loop. There's a very addictive feeling that you imagine how it would feel to have jumped out of a plane or something like that. You hear all the air going through your ears, and you're hoping for that kite tension to kick in again.
Yeah, so maybe cool for when you're tuning in now, and you will have the live score on the screen. Samsung provided us a sick system that we can see what the judges are scoring, so you will be seeing what the next rider needs to win the heat. You only need one big trick to win the heat.
Which is amazing. I mean, and this is actually the first time this has been done with Samsung here. We have this information in front of us. You've never seen this before in an extreme event to try and combine this, which isn't easy, but they've done it, and this is quite exciting, very interactive as well. Yeah,
we have 3 judges, and their average score is becoming 1 score for each rider.
So in a way it's very different than we all know, or maybe you don't, about the Red Bull King of the Air event, which is a bit more of a heat structure. You need to structure that heat and demonstrate different elements of big air. But this is so specific, and in a way it probably really reflects Ruben's riding and his vision of extreme big mega loops. And I quite like it that it's one move.
Definitely.
I like that. It means it doesn't mean you're going to go out there and play it safe. You've got to go to hell for leather to get through to the next heats here. You may as well just hope on that one big move, and that's very exciting, of course, for people watching.
Yeah, definitely, and that's also, I think that's why we have a window of 48 hours to call this event, to start the event. Like, we need to wait for those perfect conditions to do those loops, because we need a lot of wind for a mega loop.
Definitely, you don't want to be out there. It's actually safer in some ways, the stronger the wind to a certain degree. And just going back to what
we're about to start the first heat.
And Lasse is right in front of your screen, just getting optimum speed. He's been working out where the wind is. Now, it's wind shifts. This is sailing knowledge, and I like this part of the sport where Lasse has been out there finding out where the best place to take off is. So heat 1, Lasse Walker will be in the blue. In the red, Antoine Clerc from France. In the white, Ryan de Witt. And in the black, it is Martin van Hoppen. 3 Dutchies, 1 Frenchman in our first heat.
There it is, first loop.
And that is the first loop coming right in, which is nice from Lasse. Interesting, that was on a starboard tack there, Baz, going right foot forwards. So that's our first loop. There you have the timer nice in front of you.
Yeah, the heat is 12 minutes in total with 1 minute transition time. So you will see the countdown, and the guys can do as much loops as they want, so they just need to find that perfect gust, the perfect kicker wave to go as high as possible. And we have
out of the corner of our screen we have a core kite coming in. Who is this? This is
Ryan de Witte.
Ryan de Witt. The first heat of the day has started then. If you've just joined us, just woken up a bed, this is happening right now here. 40 knots of wind here at the Red Bull Mega Loop Challenge. Heat number 1 is off, and already tricking straight out the box was Lasse Walker, and his score will be coming in soon, and we can reflect on that. 2 riders in front of you then are just looking to get a nice big boost. I don't think he's going to make this, Ryan DeWitt. Is he going to go for a loop or fear? Sensible, he doesn't. Turning around there, approaching a starboard tack is Antoine Clerc. Ryan DeWitt is really searching to send this as we...
Yeah, Ryan DeWitt is from the north, and he's not really used to riding on the sea. As you can see here, struggling a bit, but we will see some massive loops from him when he finds the perfect kicker, because the guys they are using the waves.
It does help. Here goes Lasse Walker. He's just boosted right in front of us here. You might not have seen that. Nice big straight mega loop on a port tack. He's already 2 loops up here. Now, I'm thinking actually with these conditions right there now, Baz, I think I'd be on a 9.
Yeah, definitely.
It's dropped a little bit.
Dropped a little bit, yeah.
I mean, this morning we saw crazy winds coming in, you know, 50 knots was coming. I think it's just dropped that little bit, but do you want to be out there on a 9 when it suddenly goes up to 50 knots
I think
again?
it's not a drop, it's just a little lull, and it will come back again with massive gusts. As you can see, this core kite, it's going crazy, and it's a 7 exactly.
Ryan DeWitt then on a starboard tack, right foot forwards. The beauty of this event now is that he only needs 1 big loop. He just needs 1 biggie as we switch to our rider in black. That's Martin van Hoppen. He is on the red Cabrina. Probably could have done with being a bit further out to sea actually before this heat started. That's done him in a bit. With an onshore like this, Badge, you end up on the beach.
That's the thing, like it's his first competition, so you need a little bit of experience to know where to position yourself. And that's what you were saying before about Lasse. Lasse has quite some experience and knows where to start his heat to take advantage of the full 12 minutes.
Still in front of you then is Martin van Hoppen as we switch to a core kite. He's just completed another mega loop out the corner of my eye then. You can see how powered these riders are. Is he going to send it here? Poor big gust nearly rips him off the board then, Ryan DeWitt. And you can see this slightly more onshore conditions now is making it quite tricky. It's still possible to hit those kickers and ride off, and remember with such less friction to the water while taking off these waves, that's ideally what you're looking to do. But it was interesting watch Lasse start this heat on a starboard, right foot forwards. There he goes again, nice zoomed in position. That's Antoine Clerc. Is he going to stick this landing? Very clean landing for him. He's stoked about that, and I would be too. Very good way to get off the mark here on that green. North Vegas is Antoine Clerc, experienced rider in these conditions. He's been here before. That was pretty smooth,
yeah,
I like
good.
that.
That's going to help him to get some solid scores in. I can't wait to see the first scores coming in. And it's hard today because I see some big waves, but also a lot of small ones and a lot of wide water, and you need to have a lot of speed to get that perfect momentum to hit a kicker and go proper high.
This is where I feel, Baz, the advantage falls in for the Dutchies, because these conditions, it is so different worlds, even from Ryan. We see on the inside, he's really getting battered about there, is Ryan. But they're so different with these waves. They go on forever, they break at certain, there's lots of sandbars. It's not the same where I am, where we have a clear wave. So this is really favouring the Dutchies. Knowing where to take off today is almost as important as your mega loop technique. On the Cabrina with the black rash vest, Martin van Hoppen searches for a jump. He might go for this one now. It's lining up nicely for him. Good takeoff. Nice mega loop. Well, first mega loop with delayed back roll. Spring roll. Oh, what an unfortunate positioning of that wave on the inside, Baz.
That's too bad for him there. I wasn't that impressed actually about the height. And these guys, I think they have some difficulty with finding speed. But here we go.
Here's going to be a mega loop delay. With the grab.
With the grab.
Antoine's impressing me here. I think he's going highest so far on that 8 metre, but just going back to Martin van Hoppen, that was really unlucky. It wasn't the highest, but it was the first mega loop
with a roll,
I believe, which has been called the spring roll by Ruben, and it was in control. Sometimes, Baz,
he over-rotated a little bit.
Yeah, I think it looked relatively in control. The biggest issue for me was that wave. Sometimes Mother Nature doesn't want you to land that. What can you do when a wave is breaking and you land? You can't do anything about it. So harsh deal there for Martin, but
we're still early in the heat, and he has enough time left to.
Here comes a delayed back roll from Lasse.
Lasse, nice.
Experience. Can he stick? Needs to stick this. Oh, that's a harsh chop out. There we go. That's what we were talking about on the inside there. The panic buttons will be going now for Lasse Walker. 5 minutes and a half left in this. You stick that, you know you're doing pretty good. It's probably one of the biggest moves, and we're going to see a replay of this one.
Yeah, this is good. Here
nice takeoff.
The loop, the roll.
Committed into it. And even at this point, he was a bit wobbly on the way down there, Baz, but he fixed it. Half chop out.
Yeah, the chop is a difficult thing during the landings to keep that landing. But it's good that he's riding boots, so he keeps his board. He's not losing his board.
Lose your board here, you can forget about it. It's
you can't come back.
5 minutes to go now, Baz. Who do you think has this so far?
Yeah, for me, it was Lasse's last trick. If he would land it, he would definitely be leading this heat. And I would think it will be it's at the moment Antoine who is leading. So let's hope for the live stream to come back into the screen quickly and to give you guys an update as well.
On the core then. Turning around, tack abortion there from the core rider. That's Ryan just choosing to abort. It looks difficult to get out the back here. You want to be starting. Here goes Lasse then, lining up then, searching. He's searching for a way.
There he goes again. He wants.
Is he going to hit this one? I think he is. As he gets a big gust. It's not going to be a nice one though. It was too braking too early. Still searching. Will he abort this? He does a quick check of his watch. He knows he needs that mega loop with a delayed back roll. And Lasse Walker, currently not in a great position at the moment here. The nerves probably going a little bit. Lasse Walker hasn't lost a heat at the Mega Loop Challenge for 3 years, Baz. Oh, sorry, 4 years.
4 years, yeah.
4
true.
years.
Yeah.
That obviously is because the 2016 event didn't happen. He won every heat in 2015. 2014 didn't happen as well. So, bit of a stat there for you, but it's true. He's won. He hasn't just made it through the last competitions. He's actually won every single heat. So,
and he wants to win again.
Yeah, that's the way to keep it going.
Definitely.
Keep your win rate up. 3 minutes 40 seconds remaining of this first heat here at the Red Bull Mega Loop Challenge 2017 with Samsung Mystic. Thanks for tuning in. What an insane day we have for you here. You've joined us at a critical moment in this first heat where Lasse is searching for the move that will try and give him that first place.
There he goes.
It's going to be a Mega Loop with a delayed back roll. And it's all about the feeling. Here we go. We're going to have it. No, we don't.
He just safety.
He went for safety.
Yeah.
Nice. Can he stick it on the inside? Yes, he can.
I think the riders also need to get used to the conditions a bit, where they will be landing, how the landings will be. And just for everybody who just tuned in, we're watching heat number 1 with Antoine de Klerk, Lasse Walker, Ryan de Witte and Martijn Hoppe, and none of these riders
all come in. Classic conditions, Northern Europe conditions. Now you can see the rain on the camera there, Baz. We can't see out the window here anymore. Window wipers have actually gone on the list here for the next year. It is going to maybe pick up. Now, this is what we were talking about earlier, Baz, where if you're on a 9 now, you might be running to your mummy.
Or you might be having the Mega Loop of the day.
Yeah, you might be having the Mega Loop of the day. So you're about to see these conditions get a bit greyer, a bit darker. We've had all the drama in the first heat here. And for me so far, Lasse's thrown a big one. We still haven't seen a Mega Loop variation. I mean, that's probably going to score big now with the judges. They've seen some very standard loops. And it's just calm down here. There's a sense of
yeah, I think the riders need to find their feel in the competition and need to get a bit of confidence, because it is pretty scary to go out there in that first heat and not knowing what you can expect.
Here we go then on the white kite. That's nice. Good Mega Loop. Good control.
Loop. Yes.
Nice landing. Can he ride it out? Yes, he
can.
He
landed. That's a good one for him.
Tension.
He's stoked.
Tension is the word, Baz, I was looking for. There's a sense of tension.
Little roll.
I thought he was going to put that to blind there.
He's just stoked that he landed that trick. It's his first competition, and he must be excited to be in a heat, especially with Lasse Walker, who won the previous Mega Loop Challenge.
There's a nice wide pan shot of you here. They've got kite. Ooh, what happened there? He did land it there.
He landed,
his kite just lolled out. That wide shot really showing you the distance these guys are covering. It hasn't been a bad first heat.
And we're in the last 50 seconds. And at the moment,
it's not clear for me, Baz. I'll be honest with you. It's been not the best first heat I've ever seen at the Mega Loop Challenge. It's been a bit all over the place. No one's really stamped their authority on this first heat, but I guarantee you, I think that Lasse is going to ride out for one more big one. You just watch that water loop coming in. It's so hard to get out the back.
There's so much current, and Zandvoort is known that there's quite a lot of current here in front of this beach. So it's probably hard, what you were saying, to get out there, to get the right speed and get that right kicker. But Lasse wants that trick. Huh?
15 seconds left there as he
goes.
accelerates. Lasse Walker searching. He's only got to take off in the next 10 seconds. Here he goes.
Come
He's
on,
going to line
Lasse.
this one up. He's going to have to take off anyway. Here we go. Lasse with a nice big mega loop.
And that was the mega loop. If he lands his trick, then yeah, this will give him a score. I'm not sure if it will be a better score than for example, Antoine's. And just to give you guys a clear idea, we are looking for the biggest mega loop of the day.
Of course, Baz, very important to highlight that fact. One trick counts.
It's only one trick, so you have 12 minutes to do one massive mega loop. This is a jump where the kite loops, and you need to go high, fly far, and land.
Look at his face there, Baz. Nice shot of Baz's face there. You could see the emotion on his face. He found that difficult. That wasn't an easy first heat. The rain's coming. I mean, it's schooling. These aren't actually the conditions we've had. The last years we've had a lot of sun at this event. It's strangely been almost a pleasant experience here. But you can see right here, watching in front of us, this is Martin van Hoppen, who's just getting out the water. And here come our results. Wow, what a shock first heat of the day. Here we go, Baz. Things are getting exciting here. We're going to go to the highlights and work out how this result's come back in, but fair enough, I think, so far.
This is interesting.
Dus de rode vlag betekent 3 minuten tot de start van de volgende heat. Zodra de rode vlag naar beneden komt, gaat de gele vlag
start this heat on a starboard, right foot forwards. There he goes again.
12 minuten epic extreme kiteboarding omhoog gaat.
I like the point of view of this one. Yeah, that was the winning trick from Antoine de Klerk, scoring a 7.5.
Very close scores as well, Baz.
Yeah.
It was only separated for 0.5. This was Martin van Hoppen. And if he could have stuck this, that for me may well have led the heat with the added risk of spinning around. This was the devastator from Lasse Walker, and it's why he's found himself in third place, just missing the landing off there. He came quite far in, looked under control. That was the move
he should have put a roll in there.
He should have put a roll in that
Definitely.
one. And generally speaking, the late back roll, I actually find that move easier than a normal straight jump. It helps,
stay more in
control. It keeps me more stable. It's a move that Lasse can do, and that's what he'll probably ride away.
those conditions. Here we see the local kid, Rens van der Schoot, getting ready, sending it.
Didn't quite get the upwind.
So they don't get any score for this because it is not a mega loop.
No, that's true. You don't get scores.
So even if you see somebody going really high, it doesn't get a proper score for it because you need to do a mega loop. It's only about the mega loop. One trick only.
You could do the biggest jump in the world. Wouldn't count. 0. Right in front of your screens then. Kevin de Schmidt, second at the 2013 Mega Loop Challenge. Second at 2015. Here he goes. Very well controlled that. Wasn't the perfect takeoff. Can he stick it? It was a bit over the front there. He's gone down. Will it be a butt check?
I think he also...
He had a bit of traffic. The player was in front of him down there.
Not stoked with that landing there.
No, but it'll be for the judges to decide, and I think he might just get away with that, you know, like technically was the board capsized, you know, he was kind of...
I'm not sure if the judges are that critical about it.
I don't think they are. I think it's mega loops, and I think if you ride away from it, you can
have a little body check.
Yeah. So 3.5 minutes left of this heat as we see.
There's Timo. Nice.
Can he stick it?
See how far he was flying.
Crashes on the...
And that's what you were saying before. These riders are not that far out. They are coming close to the beach so quickly, and that's pretty dangerous.
We've got some interesting riders in this competition. We've got Nick coming up soon, Nick Jacobson. I can guarantee he'll be right out the back when he starts this one. But back we go in the screen to Ross Dillon Player, youngest rider in the event, 18 from Cape Town, South Africa, riding out to sea, left foot forwards with 3 minutes left. He will know, he's wearing a watch, we all do for these competitions. He knows that one big move can power him through and hopefully get him through into round 3 so he gets a break. He doesn't have to compete in round 2.
Yeah, because it is very exhausting to keep on going. This takes a lot of energy from these guys.
Yeah, he's 18 now. He should be doing...
Yeah, there's one big one coming.
Mike Bratis is ideal. Can he have it? The white water increases. The increase in the wind might have been a good time to take it, but it might lay itself even better for the rider in the black grass vest Bramford. You're seeing lots of aborts, and this is because, Braz, they don't want to do a half-assed kite loop and end up on the beach. You do not want to sacrifice
that time
your upwind ground unless it's perfect. And just to remind you, one trick counts here. You don't have to rack up 4 or 5 mega loops, different variations. You need one big move, and that is why Nick Jacobson in the centre of your picture looks pretty relaxed to me about things, even though he hasn't really got much on the board so far.
And if you're just tuning in, you're watching the Red Bull Mega Loop Challenge, and as a partner we have Samsung, who is giving us the live scores, so we know exactly what's happening at the moment. And we are in heat number 3 with Nick Jacobson from Denmark. He arrived,
I don't know,
last night.
Probably business class by the look of that spot.
And we are still waiting for his first trick, but here we see Thomas Vidal going out full speed.
If he sends it here, he's going to end up near the beach. So half the heat is gone, and we've hardly seen many kiters. Joshua Emanuel will be kicking himself for blowing that one. And there's the classic over the nose of the board. You can't help that. Accelerating up into the air is one thing. How about two cannons? Shot up into the air originally by a cannon vertically, then another cannon shoots you out sideways when you're up there.
I like the description.
That's
of the
pretty
Megalo.
good, right? I can't think of any other way to describe it. I mean, how else do you describe a megaloo? It's so unique to kiteboarding. It's one of the most fascinating tricks which Ruben Lenton has brought into the sport.
The founder of
for 10 years. Ruben Lenton, one of the most well-known riders from the Netherlands. We find ourselves here 10 years later after that moment. It's not that long in the history of kiteboarding. We've got an interesting case here, a restart of round 1, heat 4. Why do you think that was then, Baz?
That's a very good question, and as soon as we know the answer about that, we will give you an update about it.
Yeah, I can't think of why there's restart. We're going to watch another replay of this move then. Watch it, Megalip over the bar. He gets the bar in, which gives him the time to move the bar around him. How about that for a first move of a competition? That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that trick is gonna... Yeah, we're gonna remember that trick definitely, and also he impressed the judges, so the judges know they need to watch this kid.
And here is what went wrong then. So nice height into the back. He just didn't get the rotation to get round that back roll nicely.
For me, it looks perfect.
He did have it, but he got pulled over the front. And here's where I think we had a line wrap over the side of the bar, and he actually had a hand on the chicken hook there. But that back roll didn't really wham it or flip it. You really got to put some momentum in that. So the last heat is going to be rerun. We still haven't got information as to why that is.
And you can see Stephen is looking to the beach and checking the flag when they restart the heat again.
Let's see what they're going to bring. We got on the green.
Okay, and we will have Nick on the beach with our lovely Sophie.
I'm very interested to hear what he has to say.
Nick Jacobson, who's just come out from Heat 3. I mean, Nick, how was it?
It was way too windy.
No.
I'm on a 9. I didn't even do one.
Germany, Gijs Wassenaar from the Netherlands, and Luke Timmer from the Netherlands. And these guys are putting a show, and we are waiting for that massive mega loop.
Still hasn't come. I still think we're going to see it. Who it's going to be, I don't know. As we see riding out to sea in the white rash vest, Gijs Wassenaar, who is now riding. This is a beauty. Oh, that's the leg breaker. It just closed out on him, as they tend to do. It's very rare wave there, though.
Yeah, he landed it.
Yeah,
impressive.
He landed it. He's given himself another chance. That was very good riding. Spins his centre lines around there. That's what he's doing, just to get things nice and set.
And are we going to see that kite loop double front row again from Marius Hopper? There
it could be here. Could be here. Oh, it's just with a bit of an indie, I think. Is he going to take it? Here's the cool. Look at this glide.
How many?
What is going on?
Whoa!
me. But we're going to join Sophie just with the judges now to get a bit of insight to how it's going for them as Gijs Vasner walks up the beach.
Okay, so following round one, we've just popped up to the judging tower here with Chris.
maybe not being the highest, maybe not being the most powered, but innovation there will be part of his score. It'll be interesting to see when that one comes through. He's currently down. Nick did get a score from that, so he's moved up into third. Because of the landing, it wasn't enough. I think if he had landed that, he may have gone up into the lead. So that's where we stand. We'll see where that comes in and see where he will jump up to.
The pressure is on then for these riders. 2 of these riders will be leaving the competition here in the early stages of this event. Nick Jacobsen desperately needs a big move. He needs to get up into first or second place. 1 minute 50 seconds remain. He's turning around. He's having to use all his sailing skill and timing skill now. He's turned around. Here he is on a starboard tack coming in. He can't do anything on this tack. He's probably going to say to himself, right, I'm going to give this tack another minute max before I turn around, head out to sea, and then he's got to be looking ASAP to get one of these jumps. He's really under pressure now, under the cosh, as we say in the UK, Aaron. Is he going to deal with it?
Well, it's hard to say. I would put my money on him to pull something out the bag here. When it gets so critical, you would say he would do it. And in the last heat, I was saying the same, but it was a different situation with the kite.
Nice big mega loop. He's done really nice in it, well in this big landing. Looks like he got a very small stance on that board. That is the rider Ryan de Witt and the blue. But he's looked comfortable. He's looked very comfortable out there. 1 minute left. We've got one of the cores left foot forwards. That'll be Marius Hopper.
So that trick wasn't enough to put him up into the top 2 either. So we've currently got Hopper and Nick third and fourth.
And they're big names in this event, let's be honest. Where is Jacobsen then? He's flying out to sea. He knows it's a big move. It's not a nice place to be in here. 40 seconds left as you're currently watching the core kite. We want to get on to Nick. I can see him out the window, and I'll tell you, he's lined up a big one here. This is perfect. Here goes. Oh, he's not going to loop it, though. This is devastating. 30 seconds left for Nick Jacobsen to pull a move. He's going to have to put it. He's dumped his kite. No, he hasn't. He's got it back in the air. Can he put something in on a right foot forwards, which is going to put him into first or second? Well, possibly he's going to have longer. We were told there was 4 minutes extra. I thought that had been added already.
Let's see now. It should be the red flag. So we're not seeing a red flag.
The clock wasn't set on our screen.
So we got extra time here.
Whoa! Another nice landing from Hopper, who's sometimes rotating in positions which are hard to work out. I hope we get a replay on that one, because I wasn't sure how he rotated into that. So we do actually have more time into this, and that was due to the miscommunication. So we apologise for that coming up to you with the clock ticking down. There is still enough time for Nick to get into this. He definitely could do. Here's your live score from you then. Look at that for another drama happening here at the Mega Loop Challenge. Timmy Reitveld's really nailing this one. Hopper's 6.5. Now, they're enjoying the technical stuff that he's doing. They want to see more height. That is why he's not leading this, even with these innovative new moves that he's thrown. Nick Jacobsen is riding out left foot forward. Is he going to find something out there? We really are going to... Here he goes, loading up. Jacobsen's loading up. On the inside, right foot forward, it's a core. Jacobsen's mugged that off. Another, a bit of a bounce out on the inside there from Ryan de Witt. And let's be honest, he's had no problems throwing these moves down. He's been so confident in these conditions to just keep on looping, and that might be enough for him to loop his way through this heat.
He's been very consistent, and then we've also got the leader. He's been out on the left side of the box, staying upwind, using some sort of experience here to get the one big move. Nick's making his way out the back here to find maybe a bigger wave, I think.
I think he's going right foot forwards. I think Nick's possibly considering going right foot forwards. There's your wind, 58 knots, gust 58, I'm not sure. 550, do you believe that? Do you reckon it's 58 knots here, Aaron?
Well, it is windy, but there's 8s out there, 7s.
Yeah,
it
possibly.
could be.
That's a lot of wind.
With Nick, I think maybe he's trying to just search for the wave too hard. Maybe he needs to take a step back, try and go off the flat water for a little bit. He's used to Cape Town, he's used to a kicker. I think he gets his best jumps from a kicker, and maybe he's just searching for that too much.
Does he loop right foot forwards?
Here he goes, this one should be good. He's kept it simple.
Is he going to take it? There's your screen. No, he doesn't. This is a big deal here happening. It's round 2. It is heat number 1, heat number 2. I'm going to talk you through this one. Again, having to make do with not the best takeoff. It all looked comfortable there. The body position is good. The board's in front of him, looking for a landing. Goes over the front. Almost on these landings sometimes, there's an extra rotate. Trying to rotate you round is a very difficult place to land. Who is that? Is that another? No, is it Hopper Air again?
Yeah.
Yeah, with a nice landing. So currently we might see some of the big deal names going out of this thing, Aaron.
They need to pull it together soon. Two of these guys we were expecting to be favourites in going through even the first round, I would say. Now they're in the second, trying to struggle. But I think if Nick gets one good landing, he's going to jump up the scoreline.
Would that put him in first or second?
I think that would have given him something around the 7 mark, whereas the leader is currently on 7.17.
It might have pushed Ryan DeVitt down.
It's close at the top.
Yeah,
there,
here we go. Is another one. That is Timmy Reitveld. He's going to be absolutely stoked to go through. He's a lovely guy, Timmy Reitveld. He's been here before. He knows how to deal with this event. As we see Nick Jacobson, who's just about to pass. There he goes. And he will be really panicking right now. He needs a move. There's less than a minute left. I can see that the green flag is down. 59.9 seconds maximum remain as Marius Hopper throws a loop. Goes into really late spins. There is Nick Jacobson, who hasn't got the jump, the big mega loop that he wanted. That might well be the last action you see from him at this event. This guy is one of the leaders in big air. He hasn't found red flags up. He didn't quite find the takeoff today, Aaron, and that could be the last we see of Nick, unfortunately.
That's unbelievable. I can't believe what's happened here. He's really struggled.
Let's have
to
a
get
look.
the landings.
He just didn't get the height. He didn't get up there.
He wasn't happy to pull the trigger up there. It's just the certain feeling you get sometimes where you just know it isn't worth it, and sometimes you got to play it safe. But I guess in these situations, sometimes you just can't even get that safety loop in to get a base score. So
yeah,
it's been a tough one for these guys. You see the local guys are the ones dealing with it, and maybe they're used to these conditions a little bit more.
There's Marius Hopper, who could also find himself out of this, and he's going to be... This is all going to go back to that first round for him. He's going to be going on about his move, rightfully so. Yeah. I almost defend that, you know. So we're going to have some highlights for you here. Want us to talk or not? No. Do you want lunch or do you want to swap?
Watching the next heat unfold, how was it, guys? What do you think?
This is amazing.
Come and talk to us.
I can't believe my eyes.
Yes?
I've never believed they could do it with this wind. And these germs, I kite myself, but I'm glad with 3 meters. Yeah. But this.
Yeah, there's a great vibe out there. There's lots of people on the beach cheering. You got Ruben on the mic at points, just hyping everyone up, and people are loving it. They love to see these big airs, and like you say though, it is hard. It's such a, you'll watch a video, even if it's freestyle, big air, and you'll say, oh, you know, it doesn't look that crazy. It's not that intense, but once you're on the beach, it's the next level, and then when you're on the water, it's one level further, and you'll see these guys really battling with the wind right now.
Yeah, and as for example, as you are like a competitor, you've been competing almost your whole life. How much does it with you that you have people on the beach cheering for you?
Well, these are the events that really hype you up, and sometimes you push yourself even maybe too far. And I mean, I have experience at the King of the Air where you can do a jump, you can look back at the beach and you just see the whole, you can't see the sand, there's just so many people there, and you can see when you push yourself, you do something serious, then they know, yeah, they know that, they feel that, and that's when they, when you think, well, I've got to keep doing this, they're stoked on it. So.
Yeah, and right, here we see,
first jump.
Boom, that's Luke Timmer, and landing it.
Yeah, you got this one.
Perfect.
We saw that big crash in the first round, which was scary, and I think if he had landed that one in the first round, he wouldn't be in this heat right now.
No, he would have gone straight into the quarterfinal, definitely. And maybe it's cool to look who is in the quarterfinal already. It's in heat number 1 of the quarterfinals. We have Antoine Clerc and Joshua, and we have in heat number 2 of the quarterfinals we have Kevin de Smit and Gijs Wassenaar. Lasse Walkers, Thomas Vidal, Steven Akkersdijk and Ross Dillon Player from Cape Town. And at the moment we are watching heat number 2 of round 2 with Rens van der Schoot, Martijn Hoepen, Luke Timmer and Bram Fouten. Here we see a little bit of the conditions, what's happening out there. 38 knots.
So there you see the difference from the average all the way until the gust, and that's what's catching people out here. They'll come in surges. It won't be too punchy, I don't imagine, but you see the kites coming up the beach. Sometimes you won't see it so much on the screens we're watching, but when they're coming past the commentary box here, you see the kite moving all over the place. It's back and forth, and they're really trying to get their way, and looks like he might be able to line up a good wave here. He's taken the first one. Good takeoff.
That's a big one. Oh,
it whipped him out of shape a bit. Will he land it? I think that will count. That's okay. It's a good start. It's a good base. He's got 7 and almost 8 minutes left. Plenty of time to.
Yeah, there is a lot of time. And if you're wondering, like, some guys look pretty relaxed on the water, that's because they only need one trick to win. It's not that you need to. It's a combination of more tricks that give you a total score. It's just one trick, one mega loop.
Yeah, exactly. There you just see another mega loop. The kite didn't come around quite as low. He did put a tail grab in there. It was controlled, but we're looking for something a bit more extreme, but that's a good start.
Yeah, and we're in heat 2 of round 2, and there we see another big loop with a little grab there from Rens van der Schoot. He is the local guy from Zandvoort, so he knows this spot as nobody else. And have you ever been riding here, Aaron, on Zandvoort?
I haven't in this exact spot, and I've seen a lot of stuff from the previous years. It looks like there's a lot of tide, a lot of current going down. So, you know, I've been in spots like this. There's a lot of places in the UK that will look similar to exactly what you see on the screen right now. And yeah, they are challenging, exactly that. And but like you say, they're not out there doing loads of tricks all the time. They're looking for that one. You say, oh, they got 15 minutes or so heat lengths, but that still goes quick. If you're struggling, you're getting down to the last 5 minutes, you haven't got the trick you want. The time comes down quick on you, and it's different when you're sat here watching. You think, oh, it's so much time, but it's a different intensity out there.
Different on the water, yeah. And here we see Luke Timmer is leading this heat with a nice 7, and that means that he will advance to the quarterfinal if it stays like this. And as Aaron was saying before, if you're just sitting here or sitting at home or on the beach, it looks like you have a lot of time. But when you're on the water, you get tired. If you go for it, if you're looking for that perfect kicker, it is exhausting. And maybe then 12 minutes sounds very long, but it goes very quick.
And through the day as well, it's an exhausting day. Oh, this is a good round. It almost pushed him down that as he took off and just took all the power out the kite. But yeah, like I was saying, you're also, the heats are intense, but then you come in and you're getting cold quick. You've got to psych yourself up for the next one if you're going into the next round. So the continuation, if you're one of the guys going all the way through to the final, it can be really hard. And I mean, in my experience from the King of the Air, you know, you can train all you want, you can ride as much as you want, but there's, here's a big kite loop there, he's gone flying.
That's a nice one.
Can you get it? Clean
Perfect,
landing.
yeah.
It had to be a clean landing.
Yeah. Rens van der Schoot, perfect, the local boy here from Zandvoort. And if you're just tuning in, here is it. Beautiful, boom.
That
nice
whipped him
loop.
right out of position, but he was able to get back in the kite. The saver loop, as Ruben calls it, it got him back into position. That might put him back up in. He's currently in second. That might get him up into the first place.
Yeah, he needs a 7.01 for that.
But going back to what I was saying, I mean, it doesn't matter how much you train, how much you ride. If you do one event like this and you're into the final, you're recovering for the next week almost.
Yeah.
You really feel your stomach muscles. You feel like you've been in a fight. You're just absolutely battered. So it is intense, and it's the adrenaline that keeps you going through the day.
Yeah, because it is, of course, it's cold. It's not like ideal conditions or Cape Town conditions where, okay, the water is cold, but when you're on the beach, it's okay.
Yeah, you can definitely find refuge there, and in this situation you got to get in. I've been many freestyle competitions in similar conditions, cold North Sea conditions, and that's just
but we are
part of the game.
Yeah, we are a little bit talking about the condition that it's cold, but it is ideal for this competition. It's strong wind. This is what we want, and here we see Luke Timmer.
Good one.
Boom!
Massive back roll.
Nice. Hopefully he sticks it. Yes! Oh, that's a beautiful one.
That'll put him into first place, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Massive back roll, kite loop. Kite was low, to travel, clean landing.
And there we see it in the replay. And he's on the 6 meter north. Boom, stomping it.
Nice.
Yeah, very cool to see. And this must also give the other guys a feeling like, I need to step up my game now. I need to pull off a similar loop or bigger, of course.
Yeah, it's really difficult because you're in there, you're fighting against the elements, you're battling yourself, and you really want to keep an eye on what everyone else is doing too. And I mean, that's a great example of how difficult that is. One wave in front of the other. Just miss the ollie a little bit just to get over it, and then you catch your nose and you're down. But yeah, you're trying to keep an eye on everyone. You can't see everything, but when someone throws something that big, you can't really miss it.
And you hear the crowd probably as well.
Everyone, you're like, that must have been good. Okay, I need to step it up. I need to find something, pull something out the bag.
Yeah, and if you're just tuning in, you're watching the Red Bull Mega Loop Challenge here on Zandvoort, and I'm sitting here with Aaron Hedlow, and we're watching heat number 2 of round 2, and this is Bram Fout, the Dutch rider, with the big loop, sick. Hopping off, it's hard. The landings are difficult. And
well, that one was just he landed on the back of a wave, a little lump there, and it sends you up. Sometimes they're impossible to land. Let's put it that way. 8.5 for that by Luke. That's deserved, and he's gone up in front by a point. I think he'll definitely be advancing. We'd have to see something pretty special for someone to beat that, I think.
Yeah, he really deserves it, I would say. It was one of the best mega loops I've seen today.
Yeah, that was similar to the one he crashed in the first round, I would say. Yeah, these two guys who are up in first and second have pulled it out, and I think they're pretty good to go through here.
Yeah, Rens van der Schoot is in second at the local boy, and he needs an 8.51 to become first. So there's quite some pressure on him. And here we see Bram Fout on the Irish guide going. And for us, I always see perfect kickers when I look at the screen, but it must be totally different when you're out there, I guess.
Yeah, it's far from perfect, I would say. They look, and it's the same. I mean, I ride kickers just to do. Oh, he's gone for a big one here.
Rens, does he land it? Yeah, and he uses that flat water close to the beach to land. There he goes.
That's the replay here, yeah.
Yeah.
Another good one, similar to his last one, I would say.
No rolls. I think the judges want to see rolls, to put a little bit more.
Just a bit of combination. I think if you do the same trick and one's got a roll in, it's obviously going to be a bit more similar height, bit of power. So it'll be interesting to see. I don't think that will be enough to take him into the lead.
Yeah, what were you... Oh. Okay, Aaron, maybe just to explain at home, this trick doesn't count. It's just a straight jump.
Yeah.
We're looking for a mega loop. Can you maybe explain me one more time what's a mega loop?
Yeah, so basically it's different to the King of the Air, where you put together a whole structure of a heat. They're looking for big air, they're looking for kite loops, extremity, maybe some handle passes, maybe some board ops. It's how you structure the heat and your 3 best tricks in different kind of categories kind of score. But here it's all about the mega loop. So
and Ruben invented that mega loop, huh?
Yeah, basically Ruben was the founder back when we were young. He was doing them. I mean, we've done them together for years since the start. Early days in Cape Town, early days, coming and visit him here in Holland. We would ride together, and he really took to it. It suited his personality and his style perfectly. So that's it. But yeah, so we got the kite loop, the mega loop, take off. You want to go as big as you possibly can, and it's all about the timing of you keep the backhand in, whereas usually you redirect the kite to move forward for a straight jump. You keep the backhand locked in with the perfect timing of the kite, and then that's when the kite loops round. And we're looking for the kite to come low. We're looking for the height that you're at. We're looking at the travel, how far you go in the distance. We're looking for combinations. So it's really a combination of different things which we're looking at the judges, and this is what it's all about. But yeah, going back to these kickers, you'll look one day and you think, I'm going to hit every single one, and then you get out there and the time in between the waves ain't so good, they ain't so perfect. There's flats and chops and all sorts of stuff, so it can be difficult, and that's why they're not hitting every wave out there.
Cool, thanks Aaron for that inside information. We're going to the highlights.
Minutes 50. I imagine both these riders also are thinking, well, I'm in.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
yeah.
Joshua, has he landed a loop yet?
Joshua, I think one of the first was one Antoine.
Oh, here we go.
Here we see this is Joshua.
Great answer for me there.
Boom. Nice grab.
Nah, this was another crash for him. He was lucky he didn't go through the kite there. So,
and there you can see again, those conditions are very difficult. Not only at the takeoff, but especially at the landings. It is difficult.
You're pretty much riding without your kite.
Yeah.
You're landing full speed, and the only way to describe this is that you're very flat over the board, 50-50 on the weight. You may as well, in theory, eject the kite. That's the feeling you're going to receive.
Yeah.
You're not got any line tension. That's what I'm getting at. You're riding, you've got to go over the ramps, you've got to almost imagine you're snowboarding through the sea full speed. And then at some point, you're hoping you haven't ridden too far towards the kite, and then it gives you a line tension back. I still think Joshua needs a move here. I don't
There he goes. He's full speed, and I see a perfect... It's just those waves, they're hard to time. They sort of just crumble in sometimes. And there he goes. He keeps on going out. But there we also have Timo here closer to us. Timo Rietveld, the Dutch guy, who's here in the quarterfinal together with Joshua Emmanuel from South Africa and Antoine Clerc from France.
So actually, I apologise. I do think Joshua does have some point. There you go. So this is really interesting now, Baz, because as you know, as you've been watching, if you haven't, well, we'll tell you, Antoine Clerc, he's out of the heat. He's not out of the comp, but he's out of the heat, trashed out.
Yeah.
So he's currently in the top 2 position. Joshua Emmanuel has to beat him by, I think he's got about half a point he needs to get on top of a mega loop just to move into first and second to advance.
Yeah, that's the cool thing of this competition. You only need 1 score. So you can be like landing a massive mega loop and then just go chill on the beach actually.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, one person who's just watched that takeoff would be over the moon.
Yeah.
It's on the beach right now. Antoine Clerc is watching the rider in front of you. Joshua Emmanuel flew in last night, 1 in the morning. He's there on that red rash vest. The guy second in the world on the Woo leaderboard. Looks like he's got some sort of issue here. I don't know. But he's got 30 seconds to try and oust Antoine Clerc's scoring mega loop to advance.
What does he need?
I think he needs, I can tell you right now,
There was a big loop of Timo, but Timo is leading, so he's pretty safe at the moment.
He needs a 4.18, I believe, because it's a 4.17 that Antoine Clerc's got. Not big scores. He only needs a small mega loop here. 10 seconds back. This is getting interesting.
This is going to work. This is going to work for... And there he gets the kicker. He needs to pull it off.
He's got to land this to score more. Is he going to score more than Antoine?
I'm not sure if this is scoring
Is
more.
it going to score? But that's still a low score, a 4.17. So
yeah,
what
maybe.
must be going through his mind, Baz?
Well, he must be pretty nervous. And I think who's even more nervous is Antoine, because he can't do anything. He, at least...
He can't do anything.
No, at least Josh did something. And this was...
So this might be... no, he did get back out.
Yeah,
so there we go. He did get back out.
He wanted to improve that score.
Oh, and he's been done. Unfortunately for him, he's got a 6.0 for that mega loop. Is Joshua quite a high score for that last mega loop? So gutted will be Antoine. Somehow gone out there actually. So he'll be devastated. That was the quarterfinal of heat number 1. Antoine Clerc, Joshua Emmanuel, and we're going to show you some highlights of that now. careful, but it's obviously something he... Oh, that's harsh. Oh, well, look, I mean, even now, he's still fighting to keep on the board. That's like a 10-second landing off the window. And he's like, wow, you can see he's happy with that. I mean, and rightfully, he's got a trick in the first minute. He's got something
But
on there.
What I was saying, like, he knows how to ride this kind of competition. He knows that what he needs to do. This was probably a safe loop for him. Not immediately go for the biggest one, just to get a score down and then build it up.
But as we've seen here today, we aren't seeing the most insane loops we've ever seen. We're seeing some very big ones, but that scored a 7 from judge number 3 and a 6.5 from judge number 1. Judge number 2 yet to score it, so that's actually quite high scoring for That would have taken him through all of the heats so far. So he's got that marker down, and what that does is it puts the pressure back onto the other guys. Now, just a bit of info for you for Kevin, I thought was quite interesting. Kevin de Schmidt, which other pro kiter does he find as an example to him? It's actually Aaron Hadlow, because he is always being the guy who is winning. So hopefully he can shake that second place thing he has going, and he can advance. He really looks up to Aaron. Why? Because he wins stuff. That's quite good.
Yeah, it must be very, very cool to compete and then see, for example, Aaron on the beach watching you compete. Like, it is very cool that Aaron is here to join the show as well. And of course, it's a good friend of Ruben, who sort of invented together with Aaron this mega loop. So
Aaron was there too. I think it was those two guys.
Yeah.
You would have needed someone else, right?
No,
to push
definitely.
you to do that stuff.
Definitely. So if you're just tuning in, I'm sitting here with Lewis Cretton and we're watching the Red Bull Mega Loop Challenge live from Zandvoort at the spot. And here we see, whoa, Gijs going with a massive loop. And I would consider it as it's definitely a landing, man. You were quiet for a little bit, Lewis. Why?
I was quiet for a little bit there because of how low the kite. Let me talk you through this one then. So he's changed the wing he's on now. He's on a more bridled kite. Here is the point where you can get the stall, especially with the legs up behind the body, which is his style. But it was okay. Pushed on the bar out, sheeted out to in order to bring the kite high. That's a nice big loop there. That's actually a very high loop. Second loop, can he stick it? Yes, he can. So we've seen a nice loop there as well from Rens van der Schoot. But just going back to that from Gijs, that was really well controlled. Brought the kite down low, which you kind of can do a bit more with a SLE sort of swept back ring. You can get it low. We often see that from Steven.
Yeah.
And
because those kites, they go up quicker.
Yeah, they turn or very much pivot very differently than a C shape. And it's the amount that you can change the angle of attack with the kite, which is why you can get it lower and back up. You can push that bar out and it really brings the leading edge. Or, as we saw in the previous mega event, sometimes it doesn't, as Steven got almost a reverse flying kite last time, where it just went towards the kite a bit too much. But anyway, great move from Gijs Wagner, and we're about to see his scores come in soon now. I don't think he was scored quite as much as I think he deserves there. I can see an 8.0 from one judge and a 6.5 from another. All 8s from Rens.
Yeah.
Kite loop.
Boom! Yes, that is a beautiful roll. That's a mega loop for me with the roll.
Come on.
And now I'm curious to see how the judges are going to do this, because in freestyle it will be a crash because the board came out. But we're watching the mega loop.
Talk me through this one, Baz.
There it is. Not a takeoff on a wave, and there the kite
I like it.
It shows that you have control over the whole trick. You know how much time you have, not like those quick like spins. And you can see on Kevin's face, he is very stoked.
I think his facial expression is going to change in 2 minutes and 5 seconds if he doesn't stick a biggie, because going back to his last mega loop, which was bigger, his last mega loop, the first judge gave it an 8.5. That would have done him nicely, even if they'd all given him 8s. But the other two gave him 7 and 7.5. That brought his average down to 7.67. He needs an 8.01.
But he gets this.
Do you think he's going to get it there?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Definitely.
I don't think so. I don't think the height was there. I think the skill was there.
True.
But I'm worried about that. Oh, he's got a 9 in from Judge 2, so you might be right here.
Yeah.
But as we know, it's actually Judge 1 at the moment that's scoring high. That's not going to score too well for Ren. So we've almost... As it stands in front of us, it looks like it's going to be a tough one for Rens van der Schoot. He found himself in a very difficult heat here, I think, Baz. Like, he's been very unlucky. I mean, this score, he's got some 8s in there. First trick, all 8s. You don't expect to go out to that.
True. No, and I think we need to sort of come back on what we were saying before. In the beginning of this heat, we were saying we didn't get like so many massive mega loops, and we didn't get so many surprises. And so let's have a look at those highlights and see that there are some massive mega loops in this heat.
Ofwel wie de hoogste jump neerzet. Dat is ook super spectaculair. En het is ook gewoon de eeuwige roem voor jou.
Okay, and here we see that massive loop of Kevin De Smit, who is winning this heat. And if you're wondering why he is winning and not Gijs, it is because of the previous score. Nice, this roll. This is what we want to see. This massive mega loop with a roll in it, and you can see all the control in the air. And of course, these hardcore landings that make it very, very difficult. And that was Gijs who put out a perfect show as well. And here again, Kevin De Smit on that Irish guide. And he showed in this heat a lot of control. He has been second in the last 2 events. And let's go to Timo, who's on the beach, and talk about his experience on the water.
Tell us, when you come up and you catch your breath, what is actually happening there? Is it just you've been holding
There, it was unbelievable to go out on an 8-point score. So here we are then in heat number 3 of the quarter-final. Lasse Walker, Ryan de Wit and Thomas Vidal. Lasse Walker's composed himself. He's got through. He didn't have an easy way through. You know, it wasn't ideal. Lost his first heat in 4 years in the Mega Loop Challenge, but he's still in this.
Okay,
and I speak too soon there.
No, that's okay. And in this heat is at the moment on the water. It's heat number 3. Lasse Walker, Ryan de Witte and Thomas Vidal. And, yeah, the conditions are very, very tough out there.
Who was that? Someone crashed big time.
And let's see what happens. There we see the jet ski going through, making sure everything is okay. So if you're just tuning in, you're watching the Red Bull Mega Loop Challenge. And we see here Lasse Walker.
Equipment malfunction.
Yeah, I think so too. The security making, double checking what's happening here. We see Gijs Wassenaar having a look as well. All these guys who are competing are big friends. And on the water it is Thomas Vidal. Yeah, he wants to show and he wants to go to the final.
And he might well be getting a free pass through because we've just seen that. I mean, I saw a kite just whip straight down in front of me, Baz, and I saw it was purple. It happened very fast. The next shot we had was Lasse Walker being helped out of his boots. So I think there's been, I reckon we've had an equipment malfunction possibly, or kite or something's failed. Lasse's fine, and we're seeing a real test of an athlete here now. He has to run back up, compose himself. He knows he's not in the ideal place here, so I'm not sure what happened. I'm going to go for equipment malfunction possibly, although there's his kite. So
yeah, probably not a kite, but I think now the adrenaline kicks in for him. He probably had a couple of Red Bulls, so it will help him to get back in this heat, and he probably has enough time to pull off a real massive mega loop, what we're used to from Lasse.
The kite's fine. You can see it in your picture there. I mean, sometimes it works like this, Baz. You don't get the nice chilled way through that you want. You end up riding every heat, just about getting through, and you might get to the final, and the amount of riding you had on the water can actually, it might fatigue you a bit, but when your adrenaline's up, the experience you've got is priceless, as we see on the red core kite then. Thomas Vidal heading out to sea. He's got a nice bit of space on the water to try and find somewhere to take off, and this one's going to break too early. I don't know, he could have had that maybe, but wasn't feeling the power. It's sod's law, you end up thinking you've got a perfect wave, and then there's a lull in the wind. So, a nice bit of sportsmanship from the two cool riders there.
Yeah, these guys, they're actually from the same spot. They all both ride on Borkum. And as you can see, he's not really used to the waves, Ryan there.
What a move.
But it is cool to see the sportsmanship and to see how these guys are connecting. There's Lasse on the water again with the blue lycra.
What a pit stop. I wonder what happened there. Maybe we can get that, Sophie, on the beach for us
later on.
Because that was, wow, quick changeover. He's only lost 2 minutes or so. He's back in this, and you witnessed a great washing machine from one of the core riders there. He rode out of it. What a move. It's like he went in for a little rinse there.
Little barrel and got back out of it.
Barrels in Zandvoort.
Yeah, who would have known? Okay, if you're just tuning in, you're watching the Red Bull Mega Loop Challenge. We're getting a live scoring through Samson, our partner, and I'm sitting here with Lewis Cretton from the UK, and we were watching an epic show, and we're in the quarterfinal. You missed already, if you're just tuning in, you missed already a couple of insane heats, and we're now in heat number 3 of the quarterfinal with Lasse Walker, the winner of the previous Mega Loop Challenge, and Ryan de Witte and Thomas Vidal, 2 locals from Borkum. An amazing spot. It's actually my home spot. That's why I'm going. There, boom. Beautiful.
Nice.
I think it was a kind of a safe one, but still big and controlled with a beautiful grab in it.
7s to 7.5 for me, or maybe more. I'm not the judge. That's why I sit in the commentary booth, Baz.
Yeah, that's perfect.
You kind of can judge, but it's not official. But that was nice from that. So a nice way back in to this. He'll be feeling great now, actually.
Yeah,
wow.
Maybe there was a little bit of a confident mega loop just to get back into the game again.
But still, it was a flip. It was with a back roll, so it was, it shows that move actually can be comforting.
Yeah.
I find trying to stay straight sometimes on a straight one is harder than just going with it. I mean, if you ever get a rotation pull in a mega loop, go with it. Don't fight it. So Lasse yet to have his score on there, and I expect Lasse to be at the top of this now after that.
Yeah, me too, Lewis. Me too.
Just in case you're wondering what's coming for the rest of the day here, then there is still quite a bit of the event left to go. We are in the quarterfinal. We'll have the semis and finals. We'll also have a woo contest running. That will take place in between the semi-finals and the finals. We're going to see 12 riders that didn't make it into the final, all battling out to see who can go the highest.
For example, Nick will be in there, Nick Jacobsen,
yeah,
who has the world record.
Yeah, you'd expect him to top that one. And we have these very special devices, these woo devices on our boards, which can tell us exactly how high we're jumping in the air. We have leaderboards, all these amazing community things. Loading up then.
Come on, Lasse,
this could be big.
Yeah, this could be definitely big.
Like a hawk. He watches the ocean surface.
There it is, perfect set.
Oh,
wow, that's big.
Oh.
Oh, he is flying.
Can he stick it?
It's beautiful how he brings the kite really far back to sort of break him in the landing. Yeah, that was...
Yes, I missed that as well. There was another move there. Sorry, Baz, to interrupt, but talk me through this one, Baz.
Wow, look at that kicker, perfect. Oh, not really perfectly lining up, but going so high and far, especially far. This trick is going far, and you see that the kite is sort of behind him, and that breaks his landing, so he has a normal speed during the land. Well, normal speed for a megaloop, I would say.
Yeah, and we just missed actually to the left. At the same time, it was Thomas Vidal who'd boosted a big loop on that core as well. So that was both of those riders at the same time doing it. And you saw in that clip of Lasse there just for how long you have to fight that landing. It's ages after you leap. White water, ramps, extra gas. You know, when at the point when your kite finds tension again, you don't know. So great shot of him here on the inside then, just cruising. Wonder what he's thinking. I bet he's happy about this heat's going. He looks a bit more relaxed.
Yeah. But there, Lasse, a 9. This is the highest score of the heat. Of this Megaloop challenge, a 9.
Big score for that one.
That's a serious one. Perfect. Thomas